411 Live.
Where you can learn about issues that impact us every day. State of world, 411 Live.
Real people, real talk.
Made to help people in our community in every way. For your girl, 411 Live.
How many times have you tried to break a bad habit and failed? How many times have you tried to lose weight and gave up? I guess instead of saying failed or gave up, I should transition that to postponed or delayed. Well, today, I've got some inspiration for you to get you back on track. Hello, everyone. I'm Beverly Taylor, and this is the 411 Live, Real People, Real Talk. I have a really special guest here today. And you know what? I have my piece of paper because I'm going to take some notes during this podcast because there are a lot of things that I want to get tips on. Her name is Bianca Smith-Lott, and she joins us from the great state of Arkansas. Bianca, hello.
Hello, how are you today?
I am wonderful. So you are a quality control analyst with Social Security Disability, correct?
Correct.
But today we're not talking about that. Today we're talking about your incredible weight loss journey. I guess you're still on it, but what you have achieved is absolutely amazing. I think at the last count that I had was that you had lost 267 pounds. Are we still there?
269 now. Lost 269.
269. And you did not have the aid or the help of weight loss surgery, right?
No, ma'am. Diet and exercise.
This is really, really an accomplishment because I know a lot of people, especially during the height of the pandemic, when we were really secluded and in our homes, kind of shut in, a lot of us did that comfort food eating. I know I did, and gained a few pounds, and then started looking at ourselves and thinking, I don't like this. I want to get this off, and having a tough time doing it. So one of the reasons why I wanted you on here, because you're definitely an inspiration because you have actually reduced over half of your size. That's incredible. So congratulations.
Thank you.
What was your heaviest amount?
My heaviest weight was 456 pounds.
456.
Yes.
And what do you weigh now?
187.
Wow. Wow. That's wonderful. So I want to start before the weight loss journey a little bit to kind of set this up.
Okay.
Because I know for me personally, parents went through a divorce and didn't react very well to that, me, and did that comfort food eating. And I gained weight in high school, whereas I had not been heavy before. So for me, I was just miserable because of it. What was your journey? Were you heavy as a kid?
I was. I've pretty much been overweight as long as I can remember. I know for sure in junior high, high school, I've always been overweight. It did get out of hand more so when I had my children, but I've never been a small person that I can remember.
Okay. So your attitude or your countenance has always been pretty healthy and upbeat.
Yes.
Okay.
Even at my heaviest weight, I've never been just like sad about it.
Mm-hmm.
It did hold me back from doing certain things, but I wouldn't say that I was depressed behind it.
Right. Right. Now, say when you hit 300, you hit 400, what was the reaction from other people?
No one actually said anything except my dad. He's always said, you need to get this weight off. You need to slow down. But besides him, no one ever made it a big deal. I mean, my doctors, of course, would tell me I need to lose weight. But as far as like my family and things, no one ever made it a big deal.
Did the weight gain affect your health?
Surprisingly, I always had normal labs, no high blood pressure, no diabetes, but I was always warned if you continue on this track, you could develop these things.
Right, right. Had you tried dieting before?
Multiple times.
What did you go through?
Weight Watchers. I found trainers online. I would try their diet plans and their exercise plans, but I never stuck to any of them.
How long would you last? Do you remember?
Different ones, it would be different time frames. Some of them I may make it a month, 2 months. If there were challenges, I would go to the end because I am kind of a competitive person. So
Mhm.
I'm not going to give up. But if it was a challenge after the challenge, then I would revert back to my old ways.
Right, right. And did you find yourself gaining, after you've lost some, gaining that back and more?
And more. Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. They say that's what happens in a lot of cases. People experience that. So I wonder what clicked this time. What was different?
I think the biggest difference was two factors, really. I
Mhm.
had children now, and I wanted to be there for them. And I lost both of my parents, one in
Mm.
2016, one in 2019. And both of them had health issues, and I want to be here for my children. So I wanted to make sure I got myself healthy so I could live a long life and be here and see their children and be able to help raise their children with them, whereas my parents aren't here to do that with me and my children. Like my daughter never met either of her grandparents, and my
Yeah.
son, he met both of them, but only for a short time frame. So
Yeah.
I want to make sure I can do everything that I need to do to extend my life expectancy. So that
Okay.
was two of the major factors for me.
That makes total sense. So when you start to change and, eat a certain way, did it affect the whole family? I guess the kids were so little, but like your husband, I mean, did he change his eating with you or
Initially, he didn't, but he would walk with me in the evenings to help me and motivate me to get out there and do it as well. His eating changed eventually. Like I do keto, he do a modified version of keto. Like he won't fully do it, but he did change his eating habits. And my kids, my daughter, she pretty much eats like I do, and I don't force the keto lifestyle on them. If they want something different than what I'm having, I cook their meal separately. But she typically will ignore the meal that I give her because I will usually fix her the same thing I fix my son. And he wants the burgers, chili dogs, things like that. She won't eat it. She eats what I eat. And if I give her things with bread and stuff on it, she takes it off. And like, go ahead.
oh, well, I was just about to say, because I was going to talk about that later, but let's just hit that now because the kids, the example that we set for our kids is really important
Mhm.
because you were talking about the differences in what your kids would eat. Like your son, he is kind of following that old habit of eating, right? Because that's what he saw.
That's what he saw. Exactly.
So he likes the hamburgers and the
Yes.
corn
The
dogs.
fast food. He's the fast food king. But that's
Okay.
what he saw me eating as when he was a child coming up. He saw me eating those things. Whereas my daughter is only 2. And I started seriously with my weight loss journey a couple of months after she was born.
Mm,
So she's always seen the lifestyle of me eating healthier foods and me working out. And it affected her because like I said, she will eat what I eat. When I work out, she has her 2-pound weights in here trying to mock the movements that I make. And like my son, trying to get him on the right track, but he's still used to the fast food.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I have this visual image in my head of this 2-year-old with her little weights, working out. I know that is too cute, too
Yes.
cute. So let's talk about the journey because I know people are saying, okay, get to the meat. Um, so you started out and you said your daughter was like 2 months and you're saying, okay, this is it, and I'm gonna do this. How
Yes.
did you prepare for this?
First, I started looking up what lifestyle I wanted to do. Like, how am I going to do this? Am I going to count calories? Like, how am I going to do this? So I went on Pinterest first and I started looking up the keto foods because this diet was everywhere at that time. So it's like, let me look into this and see what all it requires. So I'll say around November-ish, December of 2019, I started looking into those things and I was like, I think I can do this diet. So I was like, when January starts, this is what I'm going to do. I started mapping out my plan, looking up foods that I like and how to make them keto friendly or low carb friendly. And so, like I said, I went on Pinterest, joined some Facebook groups that were low carb and keto. And when January got here, I just went from there. I would set a meal plan every week. And in the beginning, I would give myself one cheat day a week.
Ah.
And it would be on Fridays. I would give myself that one cheat day that week, but I would map out my entire meal plan for the week, excluding the cheat day. I just ate what I wanted to eat that day. And
Did you go
eventually,
wild on that day?
I did in the beginning,
Okay.
but I noticed that I was setting myself back
Mhm.
because then I would have to lose the weight that I've gained from these cheat meals. And I felt like it wasn't helping me.
Mhm.
So I changed it to one cheat meal a month.
Oh, wow.
Yes, one cheat meal a month. And I would have that cheat meal at the beginning of the month. And then I can have another cheat for the rest of the month. And I did that every month. And then eventually I eliminated the cheat meal. And it would only happen on special occasions, like maybe for Mother's Day or Thanksgiving. I would have my cheat that day.
Okay.
And I also, as far as my exercise, I just walked. Started out just walking around the neighborhood.
How mobile were you at the beginning?
I mean, I was mobile. I wasn't bedbound or anything like that. But as far as exercise, I didn't exercise at all prior to my weight loss journey. So getting up to walk outside, like we would walk a block and it would take me maybe 20 minutes to do that. And I would be breathless, legs hurting. And we'll make that one block and I will have to go back in the house and sit down before we can go out and do the second block
Mm. Okay.
every day. But I did it every day
Not
until I
missing.
got up enough strength where I could walk longer and not have to take the breaks.
Okay.
Mhm.
And
And for
so
the
the
first year,
walking routine, that lasted for how long?
it was
Just
the
walking.
first year of my weight loss journey. All I did was walk.
Do you know how, at at the end of that first year, how long were you doing miles in walking or?
By the end of the first year, I would probably do 3 to 4 miles a day.
Oh, wow.
Every Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
And
That's
sometimes I would split them up because of time constraints. I may do 2 that morning, 2 that afternoon, but it was 3 to 4 miles a day.
excellent. Excellent. So you're doing low carb and you're walking. You started out low carb, meaning what, 50 or below carbs a day?
75 or below total carbs
75
per
or
day.
below. Okay. And how long did you stay on that routine?
It was about a month and a half to 2 months before I switched to keto.
Okay. And when you go to keto, that's what,
Less
20?
than 20 net carbs a day.
Less than, okay. Wow. So how important is that meal prep for the week?
In my opinion, it's very important because it keeps you from straying.
Mhm.
If you don't have a lot of time in the day, you will easily get off track and be like, well, I don't have anything to eat, so I'm gonna just grab something from a fast food restaurant or something. But if you have that meal already prepped, it's there whenever you need it. So
Okay.
that's really important. And I also want to add that water is important too. I drank half of my body weight in water when I first started, which is like 200, it was 200 and some ounces a day,
Oh my
almost
God.
2 gallons. So it
Oh
was
my
a
God. That's a lot of water.
yes. And the
Oh my
water
goodness.
also helped keep you full as well.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So half of your body weight.
Yes, half of the body weight in water.
Okay. Very good. So now we've we've started the keto. We're walking a mile or walking and getting up to about 4 miles a day. And that's the first year. First year, how much weight did you lose?
It was over 100 pounds. I want to say it was about 120 in the first year.
Nice. Nice. Now, were there times where, you're doing your thing and you said you gave yourself a cheat day and later on it was a cheap meal, and later on it was very sporadic. But at the beginning, when you kind of fell off, did you get discouraged or no?
Yes, sometimes I did get discouraged because weight loss is up and down.
Hmm.
Like you may lose 5 pounds one week, next week you're up a pound. And usually in the past, I would get off track when the weight would stall or when I would gain. And
Hmm.
I would like forget it. It's not working. So, but I had to realize that it's not a continuum. You're
Right.
gonna go up, you're gonna go down. Like one day I may be up 3 pounds, 4 days later, I've lost those pounds plus one.
Ah,
Because weight
okay.
fluctuates a lot, especially with water weight.
So did you find that getting sometimes when people get on the scale where they think that, okay, I know I've lost some weight, and they get on the scale and it didn't move or it went up,
Yes.
that blows their whole day. They're thinking about it, they're discouraged, that kind of thing. So do you get on the scale often or just sporadically?
In the beginning, it was often. Um, when I'm trying to focus on really hitting a certain goal, I will get on there more often. And a lot of times I get on more often to see how certain foods affect the weight loss.
Mm,
Like if I eat something that I don't normally eat, I will get on the scale to see if it's made me go up a lot or how it affected my weight loss.
mm,
But it is a good thing not to weigh so frequently because you
mhm.
will see that fluctuation a lot and it can be discouraging.
Okay. We're going to take a break, but I am interested to find out when we come back, which food did you see that kind of pushed things up a little bit? We'll come back and we'll continue our conversation with Bianca. This is the 411 Live. Stay with us.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
People couldn't see my potential, so I had to show them.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
Today, I'm the CEO of my own company.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Why are we not rethinking this?
I am more.
I'm more
than who I am on paper.
Welcome back to the 411 Live. We're talking to Bianca Smith-Lott, and we're talking about her incredible weight loss journey, 269 pounds and no surgery. Um, Bianca, when we ended, we were talking about getting on the scale, and you mentioned kind of sometimes getting on the scale to see how certain foods may have impacted or influenced the weight. What were some of the foods that you noticed that could possibly bring the scale up?
Usually it was foods that were higher in sodium for
Mm,
one. And then there's a lot of foods on the market that are marketed as keto.
Mm-hmm.
And I would purchase like maybe certain candies or chips or cookies, but they would say they're keto friendly. And there are some out there that didn't affect the scale,
Uh-huh.
but I would eat certain ones, and I can't remember the names of them off the top of my head, and it would stall me or it would knock me out of ketosis.
Ah, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So you have to pay attention to those ingredients and things on foods that are labeled keto friendly because all of them aren't.
Right. Deceptive marketing there. Yep. Yep. Understand completely. Tell me about, we talked about your exercising and we talked about the walking for the first year. That was strictly it, walking up to 4 miles. And then at the beginning, we talked about getting the weights and working out, and your 2-year-old with her little weights and working out with you. Tell me about the exercise, after from walking, what did you add or subtract, or what did you do?
Okay, so my first huge gift to myself,
Mhm.
I said once I got below 300 pounds, I wanted a Peloton bike.
Okay.
So once I hit 297, which is the
Yay.
weight you have to be to ride that bike, I purchased that bike
Okay.
November 2020. So I added that type of cardio in addition to my walk, and I would cycle on the bike. And they also have weight training on there, yoga, like different modalities of working out.
Okay.
So I use that in addition to my walking to help speed up the weight loss, I would say. And again, that was purchased after 300 pounds. And
Okay.
then once I got below 200 pounds, my husband gifted me the Peloton treadmill. So I began to use it as well. It continued the walking, but I've incorporated running and some of their hiking on there to
Okay.
help me lose the weight as well.
Oh, nice. Nice husband. Yeah. Yeah. Kudos to him. Kudos to him. Um, and that goes back to that support system. It's just really good to have somebody who's encouraging you to do this when you're taking such a big step along this
Yes.
journey. Um, let's talk about the journey's impact on others, because we talked about the kids, the son who was there and saw the bad eating habits, and he still likes the fast food, and the daughter who only knows you from the healthier eating habits, who is, what is she not eating pizza, the crust of the pizza either?
She doesn't eat the crust on pizza. She takes the toppings off and eat it. She does not eat hamburgers with buns. She eats the meat and cheese. And she's my vegetable and fruit eater. Like she will eat almost any vegetable without question.
Wow.
And
Even
that's
the
even
ones
better
that you
than
don't eat?
even the ones I don't eat.
Wow. That's incredible. I mean, that sets her up for life, as a healthy eater. So that's really good. What about other people around you, family members, coworkers? What are their reactions?
It's impactful for them. Like I've had several people, coworkers, friends, and family members ask me to help them with their weight loss journey. Like, what should I be eating, or what type of exercise can I start out doing? And like I said, I've had friends that I would send some of the things I ate along the journey and point them in the direction I was in. Go on Pinterest, find foods that you like, and modify them to fit the lifestyle that you're trying to follow. And I've done it with several friends and a few of my sisters as well, and a couple coworkers.
Nice. And how did they do?
Some of them did well. Some of them did not, because I know keto, so that's the only thing that I can tell them about.
Mhm.
So, and that's not for everybody. And that's one of the things I try to tell them. You need to find what works for you, because if you can't stick to it, you need to move on to something else, because you'll just
Right.
revert back to your old ways.
Right.
So it really has to be something that you can stick to.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I know, some people do Weight Watchers and that works beautifully for them. Other
Yes.
people, not so much.
Mhm.
Um, the the keto, will this be something that you will continue, or when you reach your ultimate goal, will you kind of revert to, say, a Mediterranean diet or something that adds a little more possibly other kind of carbs? Because I think with keto, you don't eat beans and, so will that change for you?
I don't think I think I will go more towards low carb so I can have more of the fruits and things like that. But I do not plan on going back to eating the way I did before. Like, I
Yeah.
don't want the hamburger buns and things like that because I'm used to the way that I eat. So I don't miss those things anymore. So I would probably do low carb so I could have more fruit and more of the different types of vegetables.
Okay. So that would be just going, 75 carbs
75
or
low carb
less.
to below 50, between
Mhm.
50 to 75. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That works. That works. So there are people who are listening and thinking, okay, I want to do it. I hear some of your things. I'm not a big cook. Uh, maybe a little discouraged by the planning. I mean, what advice would you give? Do you give people?
Meal prep. Cooking is not fun, and I was not a cook. But once I saw how me cooking for myself at home affected my body and that I was getting good results with it, I'm okay with it.
Mhm.
And I do all my meal prep at the beginning of the week so I don't have to worry about it throughout the rest of the week. So it's out the way. And you control what you eat when you cook your own food. When you go get fast food, you don't know there's nutrition guides, but you don't know exactly what you're getting.
Mhm.
So that's one of the biggest things. Cooking is not fun. It's time consuming, but in the long run, that is the best out. And I say pick one day a week and just get it all out the way. And so some people say they don't like to eat leftovers.
Mhm.
So maybe 2 days a week, cook your meals for 2 days, and then that Wednesday, cook them for the rest of the week. So that's one of the most important factors to me is that meal planning. I
Okay.
usually plan mine out 2 weeks in advance. I'll put it in my phone. This is what I'm eating for the next 2 weeks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mhm.
So is your meal kind of redundant? You're eating the same meal for a week?
Yes, I eat the same
Okay.
meal throughout the
Now, see,
entire week.
that's what I would be doing. My husband, he doesn't really like leftovers, so that would be a problem for him. But I don't have a problem with leftovers, and it's easier.
It
Just do
is.
it all. That's one day a week,
I will say
and
there are some weeks that I will try something new that I haven't had before,
mhm.
and I might not end up liking it as much as I thought I would. So in the middle of the week, I may have to go pull something else out the bag to eat because I don't want that. But I stick to the plan. I'm not going to go get something that's going to derail my results.
With
Even
keto,
if I do have to resort to fast food, there are keto fast food options. They're not the best options,
mhm.
but it won't get you off track. You
Such
can get you
as,
a burger without a bun from any fast food restaurant will usually do that for you, a burger without a bun.
mhm.
And that's usually my go-to.
Okay.
And some places have pizza bowls where they will put all the pizza toppings in a bowl and you don't have the crust. It's
Oh,
another option. And
okay.
I know some sandwich restaurants, they would do the sub in a tub where you get the sub without the bread and they just put it in there and you eat it like a salad.
Good tip. Good tip. Okay. Very, very good. So tell me your end game, because I know if you're a 460 pounds and you're losing you're under 180 or you're close to 180,
Mhm.
um, there is the skin.
Yes.
What are you going to do?
So I plan to have it removed. My main concerns are my stomach and my arms. And
Mhm.
I actually have the skin removal surgery scheduled for my stomach already. So that will be the first step. And then eventually, hopefully by winter, I can get my arms done.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Mhm.
wow. So if what is your end weight goal?
I initially set it to 180.
Okay.
That's what I set it to. I haven't set another one yet. I'm just letting it go at this point.
And right now you're at 180,
87.
187. And when
Mhm.
you have that surgery, that's going to knock off some weight too, right?
It will.
Automatically.
Yes.
So you're going to have, you've got the 180 already nailed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll be there after they remove the skin. Hopefully, I'll be there before then, but we
Okay.
shall see.
All right. Oh my goodness. This has been great. This has really been informative to me. I hope that a lot of people who have struggled with the weight loss journey are inspired. I don't know why they wouldn't be inspired by what you're doing, because especially when you talk about starting out and just doing one block and having to rest. I get that, but you keep doing it, and then you can do more, and you can do more, and you can do more, and you can always surprise yourself.
Yes.
So, Bianca, thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my goodness, this has been so inspiring. And before you go, I have to mention, and she didn't give me permission to do this, but you are the sister of the producer of the 411 Live, LaShondra Scott.
Yes.
So I've heard so much about you beforehand, and all good things. So again, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. And thank you for joining us for another edition of the 411 Live. Remember, we are a nonprofit organization, so feel free to go to our website, the411live.org, and help us contribute. Your comments are welcome too, any way that you can. We really appreciate it. And thank you for spending this time with us. Until next time, I'm Beverly Taylor. This is the 411 Live. Real people, real talk. If you would like to check out past episodes, there are many ways. Go to your favorite podcast platform, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, like and watch us on Facebook, watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you have suggestions for future episodes, go to our website, the411live.org.